A man is sent to prison. 2 teens are charged with murder, and food prices are on the rise.
All that and more on your APSU-TV News Update.
Welcome back to your APSU-TV News Update. I'm Bartee.
And I'm Ashley Hughes. A jury did not believe an accused killer's claims of innocence in a recent trial. Clarksville Now reports jurors convicted Eric Caffey on Wednesday in the murder of Christopher Young. Young was found in his car on Cobalt Drive with multiple gunshot wounds more than 2 years ago. Caffey testified Wednesday and denied killing Young, despite the guilty verdict. Young's blood was found in his girlfriend's car, and video surveillance placed Caffey in the area 30 minutes after the shooting. Caffey was sentenced to 21 years behind bars and will have to serve 85% of that sentence before becoming eligible for parole.
2 teens, an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, are now charged in a deadly shooting on Pine Mountain Road in Clarksville. Police said the 15-year-old is being held in a juvenile facility in Rutherford County because of the lack of juvenile holding facility in Montgomery County. The 18-year-old William Jahmar Brown remains behind bars in the Montgomery County Jail. Officers say the man who died in the shooting was from Nashville. The victim was identified as 19-year-old Emmanuel Allen Jr.
Your Thanksgiving feast is going to cost you more this holiday, more than 25% more. Prices are rising for Thanksgiving foods like turkey, potatoes, stuffing, and other staple dishes. The price increase for these items is up about 28%. The reason lies in not only higher production costs, but also disease, weather, and the war in Ukraine. Turkey supplies are at their lowest point since 1986. Thankfully, experts say there won't be shortages of whole birds because producers shifted production to meet the Thanksgiving demand.
Former President Donald Trump said he's planning on running for president in 2024. Trump made the announcement this Tuesday. He hopes to reclaim the spotlight following the GOP's underwhelming midterm election performance, including the losses of several Trump-endorsed candidates. Trump lost his re-election bid in 2020 and claims the election was tampered with. So far, no legitimate evidence has been found. We'll be right back with your weather after the break.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
You want change. You want a community that supports you. You want the knowledge it takes to make a difference in this world. It's time to be more. It's time to be better. It's time to grow. The world you want to see starts with you. The life you want begins at Austin Peay State University. Learn more at apsu.edu.
Good afternoon. I am Madalyn Stubblefield, and let's look into our current weather. So currently it is 40 degrees and it's very chilly. I don't know about y'all, but I hate this weather. Let's look into tonight. So tonight it'll be even more chilly with a temperature of 26 degrees and the wind blowing at 1 mile per hour with a chance of rain. Let's look into the week. So this weekend it'll be in the high 40s, mid 40s, little high, kind of high, little low 20s. But then let's look into going into the week. So going into the week, it'll be the high 57 and the high 52 with the low 20s. So very cold, might want to bring your jacket. And we'll be right back with sports.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome to All Things Austin Peay Sports. I'm Madalyn Stubblefield.
And I'm Jahmar Perkins.
Jahmar, I don't know about you, but it's my favorite time of the year as we get to see some football and basketball action, all in the same week. But before we wrap up that, give us a little wrap up on the Lady Govs volleyball season.
Yeah, so the volleyball season, they didn't have the best season this year. Unfortunately closed out their season with a loss this past Sunday against Jacksonville State in 4 sets. The Govs were just 2 spots away from making the playoffs too, finishing with a 12-15 total record and a 5-11 conference record. On a positive side though, we saw some good things from some of the players on the team. Redshirt sophomore Marlena Bullington was top 5 in the ASUN in digs, and senior Michaela Powell led the team with 315 kills. You haven't seen the last of these 2 players either, because before you know it, beach volleyball will be here, and there's still another team fighting though. I know talking about volleyball, unfortunately their season's over, but we have another team as far as our football team still trying to get into some playoff action. Tell us more about that.
Yes, Jahmar, we do. The Govs had a point to prove last Saturday as they showed who Austin Peay was with a dominating win over Kennesaw State of 41-14. With pressure on the line and a visit to the College Football Hall of Fame, the Govs came out to compete with an outstanding defensive performance. They held the preseason #1 team ranked in the ASUN to just 158 yards, which made history in itself, being the 3rd FCS team to hold them less than 160 yards. Between causing 5 fumbles, 3 interceptions, and a sack, the offensive energy was easily created. Jahmar, you've heard this especially with basketball season. Defense leads to offense, and that's exactly what happened last Saturday. So let's see how the momentum continues as the Govs will head down to Tuscaloosa to take on the Crimson Tide.
And you know, as far as what you said, Madalyn, about defense, you're right. But defense also wins championships, and that's exactly what our women's basketball team is trying to accomplish in their first year in the ASUN. They're currently sitting at a 2-1 record, and looking back at the last week, they had a great game against the Chattanooga Mocs last Saturday, 58-53. And that was a really back-and-forth game, but during the game, they ended up pulling away towards the end. They were led by Mariah Adams with 20 points. And now last night, the Govs did receive their first loss of the season, but against a very tough 5-0 Vanderbilt team. SEC Power 5. Yamaya Johnson led all scorers with 15 points, and right behind her was Taya Douglas with career highs, 14 points and 8 rebounds. Moving on, the Govs will be down in Savannah, Georgia, these next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, for their Hostillo Community Classic, where they'll take on 3 different schools, with the first one being Davidson at 1 o'clock. And last year, Davidson beat us 2 times in 1 year, so this will be our 3rd matchup in less than 2 years. But I'm looking forward to see Austin Peay get some payback. But Madalyn, I know you have some good news coming from the men's side of the basketball.
Yes, we have continued to see success with the Gov Sports as the men's basketball team added a win on Monday night of 98-74 against Milligan. The energy of these guys is strongly seen as you see half of the roster scoring, and the mentality of defense turning into offense. Austin Peay caused 24 turnovers and had 11 steals, leading to the offensive drive as they had 12 dunks in one game. Last night, the momentum carried over as the Govs pulled a nail-biter win of 62-60 against South Florida. Austin Peay shot the lights out behind the arc, shooting 40%. Sophomore Sean Doragordon came off the bench, being the leading scorer with 15 points, along with the offensive mentality coming off strong, once again with 3 other Govs scoring over 10 points. The Govs will look to continue the winning streak as they stay in the Sunshine State, as they will play in the Greenlight Sunshine Slam against Albany and another team to be decided. Good luck to our men and women's teams. Since our favorite time of the year, Jahmar, let's talk about some exciting times coming up for the Govs. Coming up, as you know, Jahmar, Saturday is a historical game against Alabama. Yeah. But also Sunday, we find out if the football team makes it to the FCS playoffs. What's your thoughts?
Well, so I've been looking at Twitter all week, trying to figure out, okay, is Austin Peay in? Are they out? Because a lot of tweets have been saying, oh, Austin Peay has a good chance to make it. Austin Peay probably not going to make it. And I'm just on the edge. And what sucks is playing against Alabama, that has nothing to do with where we rank in the playoffs. But I really think we deserve a spot. I think we're an exciting team to watch. Yes. Regardless whether we host it or go away for a playoff game, I'm sure Coach Walden and his staff and his players would love to be a part of the playoffs, and I think they should let us in. What do you think? I believe we definitely should be in it. We've competed against all levels of the FCS. Have you seen we played against the Ohio Valley, we played against the SWAC, we played against, of course, the ASUN. So I believe we competed against all of the levels of the FCS, so I believe we should be in it. And I believe it's going to be exciting. It's going to put Austin Peay on the market. Speaking of putting Austin Peay on the market and finishing out the football season, the Dunn Center. It's our last season. Yeah. Well, I think what I've seen, obviously, I'm very excited to see the F&M Bank Arena and be able to experience that. But I've had the pleasure to travel with the Austin Peay women's basketball team doing the radio. And so far, we've been to Chattanooga. We've also been to Vanderbilt. And seeing those gyms, they're beautiful. And when I go, I'm kind of a little jealous. No disrespect to the Dunn Center, but I wish we'd get something. But excited to see what gyms they have in store. And I'm excited to see what F&M Bank Arena has. Well, I think that's all the time we have. That is all the time we have for sports here in Stashville. We'll be right back next semester, so good luck on finals. Happy holidays, and as always, let's go Peay.
Wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org. Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You can enjoy a few laughs and a few brews this weekend. The Brewery Comedy Tour at Tennessee Valley is happening tomorrow, November 19th at 8 in the evening at Tennessee Valley Brewing Company. This nationwide comedy tour has already hit 3,500 venues across the U.S. Stand-up comedians from New York to L.A. are currently on the road. They are assembling the local fare and providing the finest and funniest in comedy entertainment. Go to tnvalleybrewing.com for information on tickets. That's all the time we have for you today and this semester. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU-TV Clarksville and Instagram on APSU_TV.
Thank you for watching APSU TV News Update. Good luck with finals, happy holidays, and as always,
Let's go Peay.